Hello everyone and welcome back to Worklair channel. Here we are in the How I Use Worklair podcast episode, and today we have an amazing guest from the Morpheus Network whose name Hans and who is actually running the entire community there. Hello Hans, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
Yeah, and I got to tell that I'm glad to see you in person. As I think it's an amazing opportunity to see the real users behind the Worklair and see their genuine feedback. So thank you very much for your time today. So I have a few questions for you, starting with what's your role in the Morpheus Network company? What you do there? Can you share, please?
Right, I've been with Morpheus for many years, I think about 5 years now. And since the last year, Dan asked me to become community manager. So I'm watching over the different international communities and, of course, the main chat, but also a couple of the other chats. Yeah, I'm trying to help the users as much as possible, especially with the master nodes. I've written a couple of setup guides. I even help people to get their master node running if they can't do it themselves. So yeah, have a busy day really with Morpheus.
Got it. So you are on the front with the customers when it comes to all the communication, and I bet that there is a lot of communication happening there. So my next question would be like, how Worklair helps you in some of these tasks? Like, how do you use it on the day-to-day basis?
Oh yeah. Well, we started using Worklair when the first master nodes were deployed. Before that, my only communication was in the chat and occasionally in a DM if people wanted to speak privately with me. But if they have a problem, it's always nice if they can go straight to you through the organization, through the website. And that's where I meet the people with problems. I see them in my screen straight away. I respond, and people are sometimes surprised. I see triple Dutch also on the Worklair. Hey, you're there too? Yes, I'm everywhere. So that's how it works nowadays.
It's amazing. I think they are very happy also to see a familiar face who helps, as a normal in the other channels, and now in the Worklair as well. So from what I understood, the structure is what makes the difference this time. As every case is going to be as a separate task with a separate chat, right?
Yes, in the beginning we got multiple questions from the same person because the reactions weren't all that fast. We had to get used to it in the beginning as well. Yeah. But now I open it a few times a day, and I even get a notification if I haven't opened it soon enough. So we can respond really quickly now and really to the point. And the thing is, not everybody is very clear in their description of the problem. Sometimes they just say hello, but say hello back, but you can't really support a hello question, of course. That happens quite a lot. And even if you answer the questions, they don't seem to come back in the chat. So that's a pity, because you're waiting for a response or additional information. You're just not going to get it. Well, if it takes too long, I will just close it and they'll come back if it's really urgent. In most cases, it's already solved and they just forgot to tell us.
Got it. Well, that's definitely something that might be improved in terms of tracking on these abandoned conversations.
Sure.
And is this something that is most challenging to you in using Worklair, or you can identify some other challenges?
No, this is probably the one which happens the most. There are a few other things which could be improved, like I don't have a date on when the event was opened. At least when I look at one now, I can't see when. Well, I have to go to the details and the chat window to see the different dates. So that's the only one. I like the tagging. You can each issue can be tagged with something you can decide yourself. And we've got a few tags. So if we want to pass it on to support or to the team or the developers, we have a way of classifying the different support tickets.
That's interesting. And I actually made a quick note for myself here as immediate action to be taken about the dates. You mean like when someone's just to raise some concern, like come up to support widget with some issue, you can only obtain the date when this happens only through chat. You can't see like sort of like start date or end date of this task or issue.
No. If it appears in backlog, we have 3 columns. One is backlog, the second is in progress. So as soon as I pick up the ticket, I move it to in progress. And of course, when it's finished, it's completed. But wherever it is, you never see the dates anymore, unless you open it, go into details, go to the chat window, and there you see the date and the time as well. So it would be more logical to put that in the initial phase as well.
You're absolutely right. That's an instant action from me, so you can take my word. We will address it.
Okay,
it's very easy to do as well.
Should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing I know that's something that's gonna be improved very shortly, and that was asked is, of course, having attachments, because before we somehow didn't have it, sort of like starting with the support widget. Now I think we should have it this or next week. So we'll now complement all of the data input from the users to understand what exactly is concerning them. Cool. That's nice. And what do you like the most in the Worklair? I mean, you mentioned about the fact that it becomes part of a side channel focused on specific issues, but is there anything else you like about using Worklair as support widget?
Well, for me, it's a direct channel with the dev team. Although I have no way of reaching them on Telegram or email, so this is my way of communicating with them, asking the questions, or asking to... If today I had a problem with somebody who had unstaked his last node, but never got his reward. So he forgot to click on the earning, so that nothing happened, and he didn't know what to do. So I reached out to George. George is one of the people of the dev team, and he explained. He looked at it, saw what happened, and said, "Well, I think that one has to be paid out manually." So the interaction between me and the team is a lot easier using Worklair.
Okay, got it. That's really helpful. And we have just a normal chat like a Slack, but the access to the more specific work-related stuff like a chat. And I see now you have just a single place to deal with these business issues. And yeah, that's amazing. That's nice to hear. Well, I'll pass the regards to the engineering team. And also these nice to have notes already been taken into account, and we will definitely work on the improvements. So that's probably it, unless you want to add something that you would love to have. This is like one of the final questions. We started from the bottom, like what other feature would you love to have in the Worklair to make your life, your work even easier, or life of the experience of the customers easier?
So maybe we can collect the Telegram name of the user. So if the user cannot respond, I rather send him a message on Telegram than to send an email to him on his KYC email. So that will be, if possible, if the user is willing to provide that data. Not sure if that's possible.
Well,
so something I like, by the way, is the statistics on the workload. We have a couple of people handling the tickets, so I can see the different people, how much tickets are completed, in progress, and still open. So that gives you a good idea where we are and what the workload is. It's not my daily job, so I already spent relatively little time in the program because there are not many issues. But a few weeks ago, as you remember, when the new nodes were released and people had to unstake and stake again, well, we had a couple of hundred questions all over the place, not only here. So I also addressed a couple of those in Telegram, but it was really busy that week.
Mm-hmm. I got it. So it's clear that the research and sometimes the notification to the user, it's like extra attempt to improve their quality of life since they might not be tracking the app. That's an interesting point. I think the integration is possible, though we are also, I forgot just to add that, we are also adding some feature that should enable more, more forced offer to enable desktop notifications, because if users who's using Morpheus Network and Worklair as a support widget enable their desktop notifications, whenever you answer to them, they will receive it right away in front of their face, and this is just how it's supposed to work. So I think this is a good note about the Telegram. Maybe as an option or integration, it might come up in the future, but yeah, it's clear. Cool. I have nothing else on my agenda today, and I'm really delighted to have you as a guest, Hans, and really happy to meet you now in e-person, like through the camera.
E-person, yeah.
Yeah, I just made up this word. And we'll work hard on making it even better. We know that many people using Worklair support widget and rely on that, and we really want to make sure we have little to no delay for any issue that comes up to them. So thank you very much for your time today, and
You're welcome.
Worklair. Cool.
Okay.
And for all our viewers, please like if you enjoy this type of the content, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have something to share. See you in the next episodes.